In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an exact match query. This will actually be very similar to the parameter query that we just made, but instead of being prompted, this query is going to be, you might say, hardwired to get just one kind of result. So we'll still go with the same fields, the name of the animal, the species, and the extra comments, but this time we're going to tell it to only look for dogs. We want a query that will find a dog, will find the dogs every time. So I will click on the Create tab. I will click on the Query Design button. Again, I have the little window that asks me where is my data coming from, and I've only got one table, so I'll click Add and Close. I'll reshape the table window up here so I can see my field names a little better. And I will click on the name and drag it down to the first column. I'll click on species and drag it down to the second column. And I'll point at extra comments and drag that down to the third column. I did it that way just so you can see that you can also drag and drop the field names. You don't have to double click. You can develop your own preferred method of populating the design grid down below. Now again, I need to type my criteria in the correct column for the field that I want. If I'm going to be looking for dog, I'm not going to type that in the name column or the comments column. That's going to be in the species data. So I have to click in the criteria row of the correct column. And I'll just type the word dog. When I hit my enter key or my tab key, notice that Access puts quotation marks around that criteria, which it will do when it is text criteria. Also notice that I did not type dogs. Even though there may be many dogs in the results, in each individual record, the word is dog, not dogs. And you have to tell Access what to look for in the data. Let's run this so we can see what it looks like. I'll click the Run button, and there I have a list of my dogs that are currently populated in the data. So I'm done with this query, but I'm going to save it. I'll click the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar. I have to give this a name, so I will type the name Shelter Dogs, and then I'll click OK. Now I have a new query that's been saved over here. I can close this, and anytime that I double click on this query name, I will see what dogs are in the shelter. One could argue that this was not necessary to do because we have this query that already allows us to look for any species, but I wanted to give you a good example of an exact match query, and that's what I just did. The shelter dogs query is an exact match query because every time we run it, we look for one specific thing that is matched in the data exactly.